productivity, characteristics of human language. So this is another property of human language. So human beings are always busy making new novel utterances, new expressions, to introduce new products, new objects, new situations. And this very aspect of the human language is known as productivity, creativity, or open-endedness. That is, this productivity is different from animals. We do not find this productivity in animals. The potential number of utterances in any human language is infinite. So they can make, with the limited number of rules and vocabulary, they can make infinite number of utterances. And these utterances are novel, they are new, they describe new situations. So the communication system of other creatures are not like that. So other creatures cannot have this facility of creating new language. They cannot describe new situation, new environments, new objects. They can't do this. So for example, if we take the example of cicadas, they have as much as 4 calls. They can make 4 types of sound to express different emotions, different instinctive emotions, and these their meanings are limited. So compared to the vervet cicadas, vervet monkeys have 36 calls. They can produce 36 calls. For example, after seeing a snake, they make a sound like chitter, right? And when they find an eagle, flying eagle, they make a sound like rob, right? So they do not have any system in which they could produce a sound in which they could say chatter rob. They see the both objects and make a new or novel word for in their language, or novel signal in their language. The researchers made certain experiment on this type of monkey to see if they can create a new word. So they showed the monkey a snake from the sky, but it wasn't able to say that there was a flying snake. Compared to this monkey, human beings have this property to create new words. For example, if any human being who has not ever seen any flying snake sees the flying snake for the first time, he'll be able to say, "Watch out, there comes a flying snake." So animals are different from human beings. Compared to vervet monkeys, there are honeybees. Honeybees can tell about the nectar and about the distance of the nectar. Many experiments were made on this too. For example, Carl Vaughan made an experiment to know whether they have any new word in their repertoire or not. For example, he brought a hive of bee at the foot of a tower and placed that hive there, and took the 10 of the bees to the top of the tower, and there the bees were introduced with the source of nectar, and then they were brought down. They danced before the other bees in the hive, and all the bees got buzzed off. They moved around like they got mad, but they could not find the source of the nectar. It means that they do not have a word like up in their vocabulary or in their signals. They can tell about the distance as tail wagging the dance of the bees tells other bees about the distance of how far the source is, but they don't have a new word to tell the other bees that the source is up there. So we find that their communication system is different from human beings. So, as I said, according to Carl von Frisch, the bees have no word for up in their language and they can't invent one. So this limiting feature of animal communication is described in terms of fixed references. So the references of the animal communication are always fixed. They cannot make new references to their in their language. So this is a unique property of human beings.